welcome back to another Sims 4 building challenge. Today I'm going to be making a randomly shaped, well actually randomly sized house. Scary. Inspired by the possibility of doing like tiny homes all the time and making like small weirdly shaped homes, I was like, what if I generate a number? Well actually two numbers for two sides of the house, you get me? So like how long the house should be and how thick it should be. I don't know, I think you'll get the idea when I go into it. Just as a little reminder, I am doing a giveaway to win yourself Enchanted by Nature. I'm going to leave that video links for you down below if you'd like to enter. And yeah, anyways, let's get back into this actually. So what I mean is, imagine I do like a number between just say 2 and 7, and then I generate number 4, and then I generate number 3. Oh Jesus. Okay, so that way I'd have to do a house where one side of it is 4 tiles and the other side is 3 tiles, which in the end makes this, and that is really bad actually now that I think about it. Maybe I need to make the number a bit bigger. What if I just at least do, like, I want a minimum of 2 tiles for sure, and then I guess 10 could be the max. So like we could do 5, 7. Yeah, that's much better. You see, that's what I'm talking about. So then we have like this kind of house, and then I have to create something livable out of that shaped space. I remember one time I did like I think it was like the really skinny house where we did like, I think it was 3 tile wide. I think it was something like this. I think James Turner did that challenge, and it was a challenge to say the least. But considering I love making like something work out of a weird shape, I thought that it would be funny to create yourself the shape using a random number generator. And of course then I can add decorational walls. So obviously as long as I'm not elongating the house, but I can add, you know, if I wanted to make a cute little shape like this, I of course can add extra walls. So anything to do with aesthetics is allowed, as long as you're obviously not like adding to your venue, which I suppose if it's gonna be small, then it will be easy for me to just whack on the tiny home so I can see how many tiles I'm working this. And this one, for instance, is 25 tiles. Like, that's really small. And of course we're only going to be doing it for like one sim. I'm not doing like a 15 sim tile home, you know, that kind of way. So anyways, should we just cut to the chase and actually create myself a number that I think should be the right number? Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Okay, if I do like 2 by 3, of course I won't do that. Like, I guess I definitely still want one of the numbers to be 2, but maybe actually what I'll do is, once we get one number, I don't know, because I want it to be at least 2, but then the second number, I don't want it to be lower than 5, if you get me. I don't know. Let's just generate ourselves a number and see what happens. All right, guys, let's get prepared. Let's get ready. Right, what is the first number gonna be? Drum roll, please. Number 8. Okay, that's good. It's really good. Not gonna lie, that is pretty perfect. So 2, 4, 6, and 8. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, perfect. As long as it's just not going to be 2 as a second number, then I will be happy. And what's the second number going to be? Number 3. Okay, that's, yeah, I mean, isn't that what I wanted? I think so. Yeah. Wait, how fun would it be if I generate another number, and then another number, and then another, no, wait now. I could just like close it off like this, right? And then that would be 24 tiles to make a house. And I guess that does make sense, but maybe in a different video, I could like generate another number, or I could generate how many specific walls to make and then decide how long they are. That's interesting. I have so many ideas flowing, but I guess for the purpose of this video, this is what I wanted. So that's a 24 tile home. I think I'm gonna have to change where I'm building because this lot is overwhelmingly big, right? So thank you so much to the random number generator for helping me out with that wild thing. Right, let's pick out a different world, or a different lot maybe at least. Like, that was a 30 by 20 for 24 tiles. I don't think so. Obviously the 20 by 15, which is probably the smallest lot. Nordhaven lots are quite small actually. Yeah, 20 by 15, that's like the minimum, I think. What about San Sequoia? I never built here. 30 by 20. Yeah, ideally I'm looking for 20 by 15, which, ooh, it's not a lot size to find. In a screen? No, not in a screen today. Do I just build in Nordhaven again? I could build here. I like this lot. Okay, maybe we could try make a house here. Okay, so what I need is, of course, I need 3. That's 4, Sandra. 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 8? Imagine now if I do it wrong. That's 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's perfect. And yeah, that's actually all I can do. Oh my god, I'm really scared. Right, so I guess if you think about it, if we're gonna just do a singular sim, I guess I need a bathroom, and I know how to do a 2-tile bathroom, so that could be handy for us. Wait, now, can I just get that out just in case? Because I have it saved in my gallery. There we go, 2-tile functional toilet. So I'm gonna keep that on the lot just in case, because like that is very, very handy to have, because I still want to make like a bedroom. I guess we could do like a singular bedroom. You know what? We could even do natural living and sleep on the floor, but no, the ideal scenario would be to have at least obviously a bed. We could, instead of like a bedside locker or dresser, just do like a suitcase, which would be really funny if I just have this like right next to the bed. It's almost like a little trailer home. Wait a second, I could do a trailer home. That would be fun, because that's like a long little thing. That's interesting. Well, we could decorate it to be like a more contemporary kind of trailer vibe. I think that would be really cute though. Like, you know, the eco lifestyle one, like this thing, but we can make it like a really like contemporary eco with maybe some like wooden panels and stuff. Oh my god, that's actually really fun. I can't wait to do that. Okay, we can definitely really utilize like the outdoor space as well when it comes to like the dining room and stuff, like I usually do in my tiny homes, because if you think about it, that's 24 tiles. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, but thank god we only have one sim. I cannot believe that they patched that thing. You can't prepare food on this top, like stove top anymore. It's very annoying. It's slightly upsetting. I know that this doesn't work unless you have move objects on. I cannot believe it. I thought that this was like the best thing, because I know it's not good to prepare food, like chop up things on this, but like I do that at home sometimes, so I don't know. Should I get my sim in here just in case so we can play test it? Right, so I've got my sim in here now, and I just want to quickly test this theory again, because I know like that's fine if they've patched it up. Obviously, like it makes sense. You shouldn't be able to cook like this, but I swear I've had it before where it worked on like a video, and I'm really annoyed, because like if that's the case, and this should be so nice to be able to just to do a 2-tile functional kitchen. Yeah, no, it doesn't work anymore. No, that's so sad. What the heck? What if I click on this and I say cook? Oh, but you can't cook a garden salad. That makes sense. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So like literally the minimum now is 2 counters, which does make sense. I mean, like that has to be the case. But then I'd also need a third one for a sink. Like that's a lot. That is a lot. Well, unless I do this tiny little fridge, right? And then I do like this little counter oven, that then saves me the space of a fridge. So I can say cook. I can still cook like pretty much everything. Oh no, there's no stove. That's only the oven. Okay, that's not gonna work. I really want like a fully functional home. And also I don't think you could put leftovers into a fridge like this, like a mini fridge. That's also kind of weird. So yeah, that's extremely annoying. I really thought I had like a thing worked out, you know, like something could really save me and make a tiny build, but no, it's back to square one again. At least we've got the toilet, the 2-tile toilet figured out. I really hope they never patch things like this working. Okay, so logically, if we're going to do this, we of course will need, as I said, the kitchen. So do we have the house, like, I guess the lot is horizontal. So do we have the house kind of like this way maybe? And what we could do is do like a little front kind of hanging out garden thing. And then I was thinking, what if we actually run the kitchen kind of like here? Okay, and then we could have like an outdoor little section where I could have like a little door to the outdoors, kind of like this. I think that would be pretty fun. So wait, now, do I actually need 2? Unless, hold on a while, because I was like, do I actually need 2 counters? But what if I actually put the toilet here, and then we just screw that other countertop with the sink, and we just use the sink in the bathroom? Like, I know that's a bit disgusting, and logically, in a normal day scenario, I would hate that. Like, I would hate to wash my dishes in the bathroom sink, and I usually actually give out to my Sims for doing so, but like, just doesn't it make more sense? I think it does. Okay, so why don't I get the fridge first? Which, honestly, I think this new fridge is actually quite small. Well, although, is it small? Wait, now, can I see the difference between these two? I guess maybe it's like a centimeter skinnier. Although, wait now, though. This one isn't as far back into the wall. So, hold on a while. Actually, I think that maybe this one with the gold accents is smaller. Oh, in my head, I thought the other one was smaller. This one's so bulky and chunky. No, thank you. I don't like this one. This one's mahoosive. This one, actually, yeah, this one's a good contender too, actually. But do I like this one? Not necessarily. So I guess maybe let's just go for this one, because this one is the prettiest. And of course, we're going to tuck it into the wall, even though in my last video it hated being tucked in the wall and my sim couldn't cook. But you know what, screw it. Also, I've done the calculations that this seems to be the smallest countertop. But now, looking at the new one that we've also gotten, I think that the new one's actually smaller because it almost gives you the optical illusion that there is more space because it doesn't have that ledge, that little trim. So, you know what? We just have to really think about the best option here. I like this one, but I feel like this little pokey outy bit is just too much. So I'm going to use the new one. I'm just going to do it, guys. I just think it makes more sense to save on the space as best as we can. Lovely. That's very nice. Although the only thing I don't like about this is that there is gold accents on the fridge and then everything else doesn't have gold accents, but whatever, I think that's fine. Actually, now that I think about it, does the stove go here? This stove is quite nice. It's really like flush in, but is it bigger? Actually, maybe this one's smaller now that I think about it. Maybe the growing together items are actually the smallest, although it probably would make sense if I just put that in to a countertop. Oh, this one's quite skinny, actually. This one actually is a very good contender. This one from Snowy Escape. It's poking out there a little bit too much for my liking, so I actually think that this one's probably the best. Okay, look at this. That's a lovely little kitchen. Right. It would probably make sense to have some sort of like a wall here just dividing the kitchen space, you know, from like the living space. And then it would probably make sense for this to become like a little bedroom. And then that becomes our living space. Guys, I think this is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I think that makes a lot of sense, you know, something like this. But I'm just not totally sold on that wall being like that because I feel like walls in this game are way too thick. I feel like I could make my own wall is what I'm trying to say to you guys. And also the lighting will be better if I make my own walls. And what I mean by that is like, you know, using like these things, I think these are quite handy. I do that quite often too because it does give you a nice bit of divide between your space, but it also still allows like the natural light to come through. I actually think I'm going to shove that fully into the wall. So then it only just like really lightly pokes out. Although, wait a second, maybe even more. I don't even want that portion to be poking out at all. So what if I do this? Yeah, we could do something like that. That's not bad. Because like it is really flush against the wall. I think that makes sense. I just don't like the way it starts with a gap. That's weird. Wait a sec. But then if I put it out, it's going to be out way too much. So yeah, no, I guess I'm kind of happy with this. I guess this maybe will work. So this way, if I do decide to put like a couch, just say here, I'll just have more room. And honestly, this new couch is so tiny. It's almost like a bench. It's even, look at this. It's even smaller than a bench. And I just feel like it has the best kind of qualities because obviously this one's quite small too. But like even the armrests are too big. Sims don't even use armrests. So why would we even need them? So I think that this new couch is honestly just like a godsend for tiny homes. Like look at even this comparing to that. Like it's still a two-seater couch. It just cuts away the mess. Like even this one's actually quite nice. Do you know what? I'm not even too opposed to the idea of this one. But that one looks so uncomfortable. Like that looks so bad. Like I would not sit on that. This one's pretty cute as well actually. This one's not that big. What if I try to use that one today? Like I know I could probably fit a lot more with the other couch, but I have used that couch recently. So maybe let's try make this one work. I think that this one has like really kind of nice qualities about it. It should probably go, does it go like right next to the oven? I feel like that's a bit weird. I feel like the smells from the kitchen would really like take over your sitting room. Oh, I don't like that idea. Hold on a while. Let me think about this because like what's going to go into this nook? I don't want to waste that nook, honestly. What if we actually create a front door out of that nook? Because what I could do is essentially actually give us maybe like a frosted glass version of this door and put it like right here. And we could actually close this off altogether. So we have a separate like living space out of kitchen space. I know that's going to make this kitchen feel really squishy. And we essentially have like zero dining room. But do we really care? Not necessarily, I don't think. Because I could create like an outdoor dining space. Because as I said, with this challenge, I'm obviously... Oh, that is clipping through. That's not good. Wait, how did I not ever notice this? That's weird. I guess that's fine. Hopefully it's still functional. Fingers crossed anyways. But as I said, you're allowed to, in this challenge that I'm making up as I'm going, I guess I'm allowed to like create, you know, my favorite little trellis thing that I do. Well, like this little thing. As long as I'm not adding extra tiles, of course. But I could do something like this and create myself like a fun little dining space. So that's not going to be a bad little idea. but am I happy with this? I just wish we got more skinnier kind of tall front doors. Like something like this, but just like the middle thing, you know, like the middle of this door. Oh, that would be so fun. Or like just this. I said that in my video the other day. I wish I could cut away the sides of this door and just have like this middle piece. That would be so nice. Because we've got like singular doors, but like they're just not nice. Or like this is fun, but if it was more like a front door version. Although, you know what? That's actually not the worst. It does remind me a little bit of a prison in this situation. But that's not the worst door I've ever seen. And I could do something like this next to it. Oh, that window's not tall enough. Why? What do you mean? Well, actually, I could just use this door. We could even, oh, this window, sorry. We can even use like the open version. Guys, that's kind of fun. But is that giving me shipping container home? Because isn't the shipping container what I wanted to do? Or else we do like glamorous shipping container. Because I kind of like the idea of dividing the shipping container into like two parts. One being maybe like a light wood. Oh, guys, this is fun. I must admit, I kind of like the way that this is turning out. Maybe we should go for something like this. So then we've got like this nice little window here. We could essentially put the couch this way. Instead of maybe actually having a door, we could just do a little archway scenario going in to this space. We can even almost have it like right here, because like what else are we going to put in the entryway if not just a door? So that could be an idea. Can I like flip the door to open the other way? Yeah, that probably makes more sense, so that it opens into this space. Oh wait, guys, what if I actually add another little window above this? I just don't like how skinny or how actually short that archway is. I kind of like the idea of elongating it, but that doesn't look very good though. Actually, now that I think about it, it just does not look very nice. If we had like another one, if this was skinnier, actually we've got this, but that's still not skinny enough. I just wish I could grab that door and just like drag it up. Just, you know what I mean? Like I wish I could just drag it, but obviously that's not possible. Anyways, okay. So we could do something like this, right? So we're not too opposed to the idea. So we're still kind of dividing you from like the kitchen. Actually, we could even put the couch over here in this corner, so we're like saving up on all of that space. And essentially we then put like the door to the bedroom over here. That's, guys, I'm thinking out loud and it's working. And then we just have like a little TV on this wall, and then like, you know, just something, because obviously like that's gonna be your sitting room. So you don't need too much in the sitting room. Like you just really need like a little coffee table of some sort. I feel like maybe it would be kind of fun to have like a little dining room in here. Maybe not actually. Although, you know what? Screw the dining table. Sims can actually sit on the toilet and eat. I've seen them do it before. So maybe we don't need that. Maybe we don't need a dining table. But do I then? Because I instantly really want to put this like underneath my table or underneath my TV, which is a really nice idea. But am I just wasting my space? Like this is also a bookcase. So what I could do instead is get myself a nice dresser. For instance, like even something like this. I don't really like this piece too much. It's really like, is it mid-century? I don't really know what this is, but I'm just not really sure about this little thing. How much more fun would it be if I just did something like this with maybe like the TV kind of over it here? We can just pretend that we could like bend the TV. And then over here, we could also have something. Like what though? Like what, Sandra? Like a little guitar? Punching bag, because we would definitely need to punch something if we live in this house. Because then in the bedroom, I guess I could move everything this way, and in the bedroom I could essentially create myself a little desk space. That could be an idea, although I feel like I'm wasting a lot of this sitting room space. Let me just try something this way. If I do the door that way and put the TV over on this wall in the corner, right? I know the door is in a bit of like an awkward space, but I mean like it's a door. We don't need to be wasting all of this space. I could put like a little end table here. Surely this will still be walkable. I mean, if it's not, then you know what? Sims are just going to have to stop it. We could have another like little functional object up here, which actually it probably would make sense to put the books up here, and then we could maybe put like some sort of like an audio speaker system here. That could be fun. Even like this small one, even though I really like this one. I think this one's really pretty, but we could do like a small one. So we've got music, we've got TV, and then we also do a desk over here instead. I mean, that is probably a better option. But then what do we put in the bedroom? Like, then we've got like loads of room in the bedroom. Wait, unless, wait a second, guys, this house is just like turning out to be something really wacky. What if I actually remove like this portion of the bedroom, because like, do we really need that much space in the bedroom? We don't. Like, we really don't. It's fine. So then we just have a little nook over here for a desk. How many desks do I have in here? But do you remember that one time I did this and then the sim couldn't sit inside there? Like, fair enough. I mean, it's a very squishy little space, but just imagine, yeah, they defo won't be able to sit in there, will they? Unless I do like the bigger table, because I feel like they should be able to sit if I put the table like this. Surely. I hate the way that table clips and we can't see like the sides of it. Wait, how fun would this be? I guess I could move this thing there, that thing there. Oh, the couch blocking the beautiful window is annoying. Do we really care? Not necessarily. Wait, guys, this could work. This could be fun. I'm gonna get my sim in here just to play test this because I don't think she'll be able to sit here. She can! Oh, guys, we've got to do this. Okay, we've got to do this little nook because, like, what else am I supposed to do with this space? And I feel like it's just going to make your bedroom a little bit better. What if, right? I know this might not be possible, but what if I do the bed this way? Wait a second. What if I do... Oh, guys, I've got another idea. What if I do a bunk bed? Because bunk beds are, like, amazing. And what if I tuck the bunk bed like this? Okay. Can you get up to the bunk bed? Because, like, you don't need to be on this side to be able to get into it because your ladder's here. She's getting up. She's getting up into bed. Oh, my God. Okay, get out, get out, get out. What can I put underneath the bed, though, to make this even more functional? I'm, like, really trying to make the most out of this. This is actually hilarious. I mean, I think I've seen before that I did a little desk underneath the bunk bed. Did I not do that before? Hold on a while. I thought I did like this before. Wait, I gotta test this. Did I not do this before? Can we just try this? Can you get underneath here? Okay, you can, but I don't think you'll be able to get into bed. No, you can't. Okay, that is unfair because why? Like, why? Okay, what about... Okay, we've clipped everything into place. Okay, so obviously we can do it this way, which I guess is cool, but like, I still need this space for her to get in here. But then I don't need to do a desk in the sitting room, so then the sitting room kind of becomes like a more normal shape. But what else can I put underneath there? Like, what else can go here that would be like useful for me? Like, I guess we could always put like a guitar underneath there, you know, or more kind of fun skill building items. But then, like, why do we really care then, you know? Like, why do we care? Unless I do a little dresser. Like, if I grab this one, would this fit in here? Like, you've got to fit in here. And if you don't, then like, what are you doing? Like, you've got to fit in here. Just wait. Let me just figure this out. Can you change your clothes? Oh God, we went into cast. Damn it. Wrong button. Okay, she obviously can use it. But can she get into bed though? She can't get into bed. Okay. How did I feel like I did like so many more different things before with these beds. I feel like they're patching a lot of things. I feel like I should stop showing these things in my videos because they're like, oh, that's not meant to be happening. Let's just get rid of that real quick because Sandra is just messing everything up. I swear to God I had this under here before. No, it's just not gonna work, is it? But like, what else can I put underneath there? Like, obviously a mirror, but I could put a mirror anywhere. So is that really space saving? I guess it's cozier, but like, what else do I put into that gap? God, I really don't like this item. It's actually really ugly. I've been looking at it for ages now and I don't like it. What if we use something different? Like, that's pretty cute. What if we use this one instead? I'd be more inclined to use something like that. I don't know. I think this is pretty cute. It's a bit tall though. This one's also really fun. This one's always a good option. A good contender and a good option. I think that's pretty cute. Okay, that's our little TV. Okay, the welcome wagon's here. Just ignore them. Do we, like, what do we put underneath there? Like, what do I do? It's just such an awkward gap that I feel like I'm wasting a square if it's going to be underneath like that. Unless I actually put in like a small one of these and actually put the bookcase underneath there, because surely that will be functional. Can you read? Yeah, you can get a book to read, but can you go back into bed? No? Why? Why? Just let me do it. What about now? It's like, it's a tiny little bookcase. What's preventing you from going up to your bed? Like, why? That's so rude. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. That makes no sense. Like, that actually literally makes zero sense. So I feel like we're not really like gaining any space by doing that. So would it make more sense if I went back to this idea? I just don't understand how the mechanics cannot understand that there is a gap and nothing's going to happen to my sim if there's a bookcase underneath there, you know? Like, what's gonna happen? Nothing. So yeah, I just feel like the bunk bed then becomes redundant because like I can't put anything underneath that's going to help me. Well, do you know what's silly? That's the nicest term I can put on this. Is if you get a big desk though and you put like a load of crap underneath your desk, she'll be totally fine with it. But by God, I have a small desk and a bookcase on the floor and she's like, no, I can't get into bed. So logically, this probably kills like all of the birds with one stone. So now the underneath of the bed actually seems like it makes sense because she can now read, she can now listen to music and go on her laptop and just sit there at the desk and go to bed. So that probably makes the most sense. Wait, now, can you not read something? You can't! Oh my God! No, I can't do this. Can you turn on the music? Okay, you can turn the music on, but you can't read a book. Oh my God, The Sims are honestly just like driving me wild. What if we change this around? What if I put the bookcase over here? No? Bloody heck. Oh, but you know what works? If I put the child's bookcases on the wall, then she's like, yeah, no bother, I can get you out a book. But if the books are right here in front of her on the PC, or like next to the computer, she can't. No, that is so annoying. What the hell? And she can still get into bed with that bookcase. Okay, that is just fantastic. Wow, so nice. Okay, so I figured out what I'm going to do is actually this layout. I don't know whether this is much worse or much better. We can put like a little mirror here or something. But now she's got music, a computer, and a bookcase and a bedside locker, which I actually think is pretty cute. So we can put some decorations up there. So maybe that is a little bit better. I really don't know how to utilize the space, you know, better than this. But I guess something like that could work. And then, you know, in the sitting room, maybe we just actually admit that we just have the space and we can maybe just work with something a little better. Actually, also what I could do is get this silly little thing, put that here, get some clothes, and maybe that'll also work. Okay, she can still get into bed, but can you change your outfit? Just say like plan outfit. Oh my God, she still can. Okay, so that is functional. Hold on a second. So I could add like another little square to this and maybe make it like a little bit more centered. I know it's probably going to clip through the bed a little bit. Is it still functional though? It is. And can you get into your bed again? You can. Okay, so look, we've got storage. We've got things. Can you get out? Because I actually want to try and put a mirror back there as well. I don't even know if this is possible anymore. But what if I also then got like a big mirror? Like I can even get, okay, maybe not that thing. Maybe just like a literal like little mirror like that. Can this mirror work? It does. Even though she can't see her face, she's still like gussying up. And can you practice speech? And is this still functional? And you can still get into bed? Okay, guys. Well, I think this is probably the most out of this bedroom that I could have done. Yes. Okay, there we go. And can you still get a book out to read? Yes, you can. Yes. Okay. So that literally has like everything. So I don't even need this dresser here anymore. So like this is literally kind of all that I need in the sitting room, which I think is amazing. That's crazy. So logically, I could actually put a dining table here now. Like I could literally do this and put the TV above it. And now we literally have a functional house, like with everything. This is wild. Like I actually can't believe I did this. This is really good. Okay, so I think we've gotten everything kind of figured out. And I actually did decide to do a little dining table inside the house because, I mean, I'm still going to do like a fun little outdoor area. But I thought to myself, look, if it is possible, if I have this space in this 24 tile home, I might as well just try and fit an indoor space because, you know what, Sims freezing it to death outside, you know, if at all possible. So I've also added a couple of things and I did crack up and I did actually add this little unit here. There's some extra books here and I added like a little camera and stuff as well so that it does look a little bit more like, you know, your sim has a lot more to do. So this is what we've got going on here for us. So we've got everything kind of the same. Apparently plants can be put underneath beds and nothing happens. But by God, I put a bookcase underneath or a singular book and it's like, no, will not work. So this is all still functional, I'd like to think. I mean, I keep testing it. I'm going to just test the toilet just in case. She does actually need to use the toilet, so this is perfect. And can you just take a quick shower and wash your hands just to triple check? But everything over here I just tested. This seems to be all good. Okay, the bathroom is also working perfectly. And I'm presuming, I mean, the kitchen looks fine, so I don't think there's any issue. I'm just going to get her to sit on all of these seats. Yeah, I mean, everything seems okay. Yeah, there we go. Can you even take a book out of this? You can. Okay, so everything is perfect. Everything is fine. Now get out of my house so I can make it look pretty. Okay, I don't know why she used that door though. I kind of want you to go in through this door. Wait, why aren't you going through this door? Oh, you are? No, you're just being silly. Okay, that's very fair. So with the outside of the house, this is kind of what I've done. We've got obviously a couple of windows wherever the windows are necessary, but I kind of love this like little container shipping home, but maybe feeling a little bit more like it fits this aesthetic of this neighborhood. So maybe something like that is actually going to be quite pretty. I might create like a little area here. I think this would be really fun. Only if I could paint these, that would also be fun. But I guess I would kind of have to run it also throughout the whole of this space. If that wrecks something, I swear to God, I'm not fixing it again if it's broken. Or what if we go kind of like all around? Obviously, I'm adding tiles, but don't worry, I'll remove them in a minute. Interesting. I kind of hate that. I don't really like that. But I like the idea of having something kind of above where the door is. Because like if you're coming home and it's lashing raining, you don't want to be there standing in the rain. Where's my little glass little thing? This thing? I think I might add this little dude at least to like here. Yeah, I think something like that is probably going to make a lot of sense here. So then we could just add, you know, some columns over here just to kind of like extend our little space. You know, maybe we could have like either the bins here or like a little seating area. I think that's actually pretty cute. I don't mind this. I obviously extended it out by a little bit, but still the living space is all the exact same. So I guess that does make sense. Yeah, I like this. Okay, I think something like this now looks really cute. So I've added just like a little bit of an area to make you feel like this is your own little space. And maybe you've got a little bit of extra privacy. There's obviously like a tree or two just to kind of fit the landscape. I mean, there's actually not many trees, but there is trees in the neighborhood. So I feel like since we're like a little tiny little eco shipping container home, I thought it probably would make sense to have like a little bit of something going on here. So I am going to just add a little bit of my regular landscaping just to again make this space feel like it didn't just come out of the ground 2 minutes ago and God knows where this came from, you know, just to make it feel like it was here for a while. So like a couple of these little landscaping pieces should help me with that. You know, just a little. Do you know what I want to say? Actually, I'm kind of disappointed in these rocks in a tiny little way of my morsel of myself. I don't know why I thought I would love these more than I would have loved these, but I'm still like using these rocks, like the old ones, and maybe combining them together, I will fall in love with these new ones, but I just don't know. I feel like the shapes are kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Why is it this shape? I'm not sure. I don't know. There's something kind of weird about it. So I'm still learning to love those new rocks, but I'm just not as obsessed as I thought I would be. And that is a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, but oh well. Oh well, we can't have everything. We can't always be happy with everything. So always stay on the positive side of life, okay? So I was thinking of doing like a little landscaping video. So again, let me know if you still want me to do something like that. But I think what's really fun to do is use terrain to make your space feel like lived in and, you know, have some stuff. So I like to use these tiny little cobbled together pebbles to kind of almost create little paths, maybe outside of the regular path. So like obviously like regular people, we would create shortcuts, as we do in life with everything. We create shortcuts. So it's kind of fun to create like little extra routes here and there to create maybe like extra spaces. So like over here, maybe that's like a fun little extension of our back garden, but maybe we also love to take this route to the back garden instead of going through the house. Like that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like sometimes even watching where your Sims go is going to give you the ability to create your own natural routes and paths. And that automatically makes my lot seem busier. Also, another little fun fact that I do is I always underline whatever floor I put down. I always underline it with some sort of terrain tool. I just think this makes a lot of sense, so that it's not just like coming out of the ground and just like not having anything to be stuck to, I guess. I don't know, this could just be me because I like to put shading in absolutely every single thing I do, but it just looks a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say natural because like none of this is natural, but I just really like the way this looks. So let me know if you'd like to see all of this, like all of my little tips and tricks, maybe in like a video. We could kind of hang out and just really do a lot of landscaping and different types of builds and different types of homes, because like every home is always going to be different, and I think think that's always really fun. Oh, I never did this side. Okay, so I've just been working a little bit on the outside, and I've done this kind of towards the side of the house. So we've got like another little seating area. We've got obviously the barbecue. Of course, ample areas that you can garden, because gardening is like the elite thing to do. We've got like a little sun lounger. I can't figure out whether this is a bad placement because the bin is over here. So maybe it kind of is a bad placement, but also do I really care that much? Not necessarily. I also definitely want like the bike to be somewhere here on display to show that like, oh yeah, we bike around, so our bike is here, we just like drop it off. Actually, maybe here's a little bit of a better option. I know that the bin is just kind of creeping around the side, but maybe you're waiting for the bin men on the lounger, I don't know. On the back of the house then, I kind of went with the narrative also of painting, so maybe this person's a painter and they like to do that outdoors, and maybe they like to paint some, you know, lovely little pieces. Maybe they sit out here with a book and a coffee, so that's quite fun. So we've got like a lot of things to do. I know a lot of them are outdoors, but I mean, like, that's just the beauty of tiny homes. But we can all get creative and make things amazing out of something. Okay, I don't understand why this is now showing up. That is really rude. That's okay. Where did you go? Where are you gone? Okay, no, you're still there. You just now actually disappear. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna just work a little bit on the inside of the house, and I guess really simply, I'm not gonna go for anything too overly extreme. I guess I'm going to go for flooring that's probably a little bit more perfect than usual. So maybe something like that, because that seems very clean, little and minimum kind of detail to make the space seem as clean and neat and as possible. Also, I'm even going to put a rug in this space, and the rug that I have in mind is this one. This rug, actually, maybe this rug will kind of work a little bit better in the bedroom. It's really big, but I guess maybe it will make the bedroom feel cozy. Do we like that? I'm not sure. Do I make it smaller? That's way too small then. So maybe that is what we want. Oh, I just don't know. Actually, I was gonna say I think that that's what I want, but maybe that is not what I want. I want like a small rug. I don't like when the rug takes up like the whole space. Maybe just underneath there, that probably makes a little bit more sense, because maybe here while you're getting dressed, you don't really want to be standing, because like what if you're putting on your heels or something and you're standing on the rug? I feel like you'd fall and trip and break your ankle. So maybe that's a little bit better. So then maybe in here, if I scale this down, no, I need like, you see the way that's like cutting almost into the walls? I hate that. Like, that's not my vibe. So I need a rug that scales down nicely and it doesn't look like comically too small. I like the little pops of yellow. You've guessed it then. I'm just gonna go for some regular wooden paneling because I think that's really cool, and it also brings that little bit of like outside in, because we've got a little bit of that outside as well, which I think would be pretty cool. And also in the bedroom, I think I am gonna use that bit of the metal paneling. Actually, maybe inside here the metal paneling also looks cool, just like along that wall. I could almost run the metal paneling in the kitchen as well. That wouldn't be too much of a far-fetched idea. But then inside here, we can kind of have a little bit of something different. Oh, could we do like a fun little feature wall like that in here? I think that would be pretty interesting because I like the green. The green kind of resonates quite nicely. Do we just run the planks of wood here in the kitchen as well? I feel like it probably makes sense for like a little trailer home that they actually did just run everything here. But maybe we will have like a little bit of a rug scenario here. Yeah, maybe something like that is actually not the worst idea. I think that's pretty cute. I actually really like these bricks as well. I think these bricks are pretty interesting. Does that introduce a little bit too much shape and vibe going on? Maybe, actually. I feel like that's a little bit too much. I feel like we need like a light green wallpaper to match the green, but, well, not wallpaper, just paint. But I'm not sure what kind of green I'm after. That's a bit too green. I want like a little, like pale little green. Oh, actually, this is fun. That's really fun, but that's a little bit, oh my God, the glass windows in here probably would have made sense, but I feel like I've been like overusing them. So I kind of wanted to go back to the basics today. Maybe like just this green wall is probably the nicest. It's just like really neutral. We could also run it on that wall as well. I think that probably makes sense. Okay, so I finished the bathroom, so I just made it kind of blue. I feel like every room is like a different color also here. So we've got this in the sitting room, so I think it's quite cute. So we've obviously got like those like lovely green and wooden colors. And then this is what I did up here just above the little sitting nook area. And of course we've got like at least one curtain from this side because like you'd want a little bit of privacy. And I've also covered that bathroom window also with this little privately curtain. I guess this is kind of okay. I mean, I don't really mind people looking into my kitchen. It's just really the sitting room, like especially in the evenings or if you're trying to watch TV. I guess the back is fine. I didn't put any curtains there because like, I mean, it's the back. Surely there won't be that many people coming into your back garden, and you've got that fence for a little bit of protection. So I guess that's quite cute. Maybe I will just add a little bit of like countertop action just because of the storage area. Like I really don't understand where people put like all their stuff when they live in these tiny homes. So it probably would make sense if I do something like this. And also, I don't know why I'm so obsessed these days with the idea of like putting shelves everywhere. And I actually really like the kind of older looking shelves. I think there's something kind of cute about them. But maybe for the purpose of this, I will just use maybe like this kind of shelf. I feel like it would be kind of fun if it was like attached to the window. So it's very hard to see. Although, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like attached to the window. And then we could put like some cute little, you've guessed it, kitchen clutter kit items. I think these are really cute. Wait, now, how is this gonna look? Like if we just have like maybe some, is that rice? Maybe some cashew nuts there. And then maybe we've got like, of course, some pickles because like we love a good pickle. We can stack them on top of each other. Maybe some herbs as well. And of course, a cookie jar because like what else would we need there? So that's really cute. So I'm really hoping that that is still going to be functional. I guess I do need an extractor fan though. We need that fumes to leave this house. We do not need fumes inside this house. Maybe if I just like put it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's really cute. I mean, there's not much else I can put into this room because I mean, like what else do I need here? But I am thinking of putting a mirror here as well. Maybe actually either like a big one or else my favorite kind of cheap one, which is this one. I think maybe this one has a bit of a nicer feeling to it, and maybe if I change it into like a light wooden color, it will just look kind of cool. I think looking into that space, I think that's pretty nice. Or else actually maybe white here suits it a bit better. Yeah, I don't think I can put anything else here. Maybe just like a couple of little paintings. Maybe actually the kitchen clutter paintings. I never use them, so maybe today's the day. Maybe today is the day. Is there like a green one? But I guess I could do like this here. Wait, now if I do this and then if I get like this like a lemon thing next to it, is that even, does that look good? I kind of wanted like a collage. I'm obsessed with my collages these days. Well, not these days, I mean like always, but maybe, oh, maybe this matcha thing, if I make it like really small and like squeeze it in here. That's kind of fun. I like this. This is kind of cute. It's like a little fun collage. Wait, now what does that look like in real life? I think that's pretty cute. Okay, just like a little bit of a, wait, now is it too high? No, I think it's fine. Okay, I think that's perfect. I don't think I'm gonna put anything else on this wall. So that is your kitchen. This is your bathroom. Okay, things are disappearing. That's fine. This is your sitting room. I guess maybe the TV could be a little lower, but everything else kind of seems okay. I guess one last thing I could do is maybe put some clutter items, like maybe some shoes up above in these shelves. Yeah, like I could just throw in some shoes in here. If that ruins everything and nothing will be functional after this, I will cry. I will scream. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that won't be the case. Maybe like some boxes as well, obviously, because like we've got some shoes and some boxes. And maybe some like extra towels, actually, because that's kind of realistic. Like, I mean, we don't really have any like kind of linens or anything. So maybe that makes sense that we've got that over there. So anything that you put over here actually becomes like totally useless and is not going to be functional. So maybe because of that, I could just put something stupid over there. Well, actually, maybe I could put like this little dude here and maybe like a little plant next to it, because it's just, we don't need anything else to be actually positioned there because it just won't work. But maybe just like some decor pieces, that will probably be the best case for us. There we go. So at least you got something there. Oh, I never painted these walls. Oh, I think I'm just gonna paint them, honestly, like a white, or maybe just like, oh my God, that yellow. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna paint the walls white in this room because I really kind of need at least one space to have a little bit of like serenity and not like vicious vibes. But maybe we could do like a fun little painting maybe on this side. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe we could do like a little collage. Why do I love my collages? Like, what's wrong with me? One painting could be enough, but Sandra just is totally against that. Let's do like this little dude here. And then I could also do like this little thing. Love that. Like the two of them like this. Like, why not? Like, honestly, why not? Also, I feel like I can't get in underneath the bed, but I feel like maybe we could have another little thing underneath there. It's probably going to be like, don't do it. But I think I want to do it anyway. What does that look like? Ah, you see? Okay, maybe if I just like, okay, if I put it up and to the right a little bit. So up and right. Is that going to be better? Perfect. That's actually really cute. I love the way that fits in there. I think that's really cute. Maybe just like a little curtain that we could like almost slide over, like this one here. Maybe we could actually get it in a yellow color. Okay, I cannot see anything. Can I put you like here in a little yellow? So then like you can just like slide it over. I know it doesn't slide, but just use your imagination and it will slide in your head. So that's what we've got here for us. So I guess that's kind of everything. Love the way these two items are floating, but honestly, that's not my problem. That is just the game's problem, not my problem. And then I guess the one last thing I will do, I will leave saucers everywhere in the house because I think that they are just the most functional of lights and they just will make sense. But maybe in the sitting room, we can have something a little bit more cozier. Like I'm almost kind of thinking about this thing. I think that's pretty cute. And I could almost like get rid of the saucer and just like have this space as like a little bit of a cozy space. How does that feel? Yeah, I think that's okay. Because we've got like a lamp there. And actually that's the only other lamp that we've got. But I think that's okay. I think something like this seems quite cozy. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, guys. So I think that now is everything. Oh, I don't have an indoor bin. I mean, there isn't like an indoor bin there, and we do have an outdoor bin too, but maybe I could just do another little trash shoot. I don't know where this trash be shooting to, but it's here, so maybe we will do that. Okay, so we've got that. Maybe I will do like all of the fire alarms and stuff as well, so that would be kind of ideal. We could put that there, and then also the thermostat can maybe go here, and then maybe the fire or the actual burglar alarm could go here. So maybe that's what we have on those walls, because that is the room with the 2 open doors. So that makes sense. Okay. So we've got all of our alarms. We've got outdoor lighting. We've got an outdoor bin. I think that's kind of everything. Guys, what have I created? Is it cute or is it actually kind of weird? I don't know. I kind of love it, but it is a bit weird. It's a bit of a weird house. But this was, if you still remember what we're doing here, this was a 3x8 home, which is essentially 24 tiles. And I think I made the most out of this. I think we made probably the best thing out of a bad thing, if you ask me. So I think that's pretty cute. So the last thing we've got to do is do a little tour. Well, guys, welcome on into my little trailer home I was going to do. But now it's more so like a refurbished, like heavily refurbished container home, because we've got like a nice little wooden panels that maybe they paneled over the shipping container. Maybe that's for sound, or maybe that's also just for aesthetics, or maybe it's for like to keep the heat in. I guess that would make sense as well. So this is what we've got around the house. We've got a lot of fun activities that you can do out the back here, so just gardening and painting and kind of chilling with your friends. And then over here you obviously can grill, you can have a fun little barbecue. Also we've got my lemons here as well, which is really fun. And then this is another like gardening kind of area, because I feel like you would be kind of self-sustained in this home. And this is where you first come in. So we've obviously got a mailbox, and this is your front door. I kind of like the way this looks like a double door. It makes it feel more grand, like there's more space on the inside, but obviously that's just like a singular door. So as you come in, you're greeted straight away with the option, do we go cooking or do we go living? Let's go cooking first. I love the way this space turned out. I think it's really nice and it's really wholesome, and we've got all the amenities here, even though it does look a little bit like vicious with like everything happening here, but it's quite fun. We've got our 2-tile functional bathroom, which is bizarre. It's crazy, it's wild, but it is functional. And then we've got our sitting room. So the sitting room is spacious. I mean, we could have probably done more in this room. I could have brought the dining room outside. I could have made something else here. I could have even put the toilet in that area, because that is 2 tiles. And maybe had like a bigger kitchen. Or actually maybe I could have replaced where the bathroom is. I could have put the bathroom here and then did the dining room in the kitchen. That also would have been an option, but I kind of like the way the space is flowing here. Like, I mean, I probably wouldn't do cartwheels in here, but you can maybe like move the table out and get yourself to do a bit of yoga or something. So I think it is quite fun, and it is very spacious. So you could invite guests over if you wanted to, you know, and have them like chillax with you here, which is really fun. And then we've got the bedroom, which is a very, very busy room. Do not worry about that clock floating. It does not matter. So we can listen to music, we can go on the computer, we can read some books, we can change some clothes, we can... Okay, I hate the way that clips. It really just annoys me, but there's nothing else I can do about it, because that is actually the way the game wants it to be. A lot of things clip in this game, to be honest with you, like the windows and stuff. So I guess that's just the way it's going to be. But this is a very busy room, but we've got a lot of... Oh my god, whoa. I'm in between the solar panels. That's really cool. But I like to think that maybe in little homes like that, you would put a lot of your clutter into your bedroom, into like your private room, so that then everything else feels nice and clean and tidy. So I guess that does make sense, guys. But anyways, this was the randomized wall space tiny home, small home challenge. I don't know what this really is, but I randomized for how small my tiny home should be. And I would love to try this again and maybe figure out how many like angles I should have, because maybe we could create like a weirdly like angular or maybe like diagonal shaped home. So let me know what you think of that idea. I would like to think that everything's functional, so I don't think I'm going to go back again figuring out whether it is, but I will upload this to the gallery anyways if you wanted to test it out yourself. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much everything. As I said, let me know what you think of the idea of maybe trying this again, but going a little bit more of an extreme version, or maybe like an extreme shape. would also like to do a 2-tile wide, but like kind of longer home as well. So let me know what you think of that idea, because maybe we could make the walls like really high and maybe do some like split leveling kind of vibes. I don't know. I think that would be pretty interesting too. If you would like to win yourself the Enchanted by Nature pack, don't forget that I'm still running a giveaway over on my channel. But if you would prefer to just purchase it yourself, do consider using my creator code, as that does support my channel. Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.